and welcome to our first Power Up Online for children in our Power Up and Power Up mini clubs. We're so glad that you have joined us from home during this crazy time of doing things differently. During this time when we can't do many of the things that we would normally do every day and enjoy doing, we want to be here for you and help you through this time by providing some online fun, stories and activities. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. we'll continue Power Up as best as we can for any children aged 5 to 11, and also Power Up Plus for young people aged 11 to 16 at 7:30 p.m. So please do join us at those times. That would be really amazing. So back to today. We're going to have lots of fun with a challenge to complete, a new animated Bible story with Sammy Scribe, a quiz on our webpage and much more. In just over a week's time, it is Easter. Put your hand up if you are looking forward to Easter Day. That's great, because we are too. And so the next few weeks we thought it would be good to look at the Easter story and some of the main events that took place. And to start, this week we're going to look at Jesus' ride into Jerusalem. We are now going to go into the art gallery, and in the picture frames you will see different people, and I want you to see if you can guess who they are. After we have been through the art gallery, the answers will appear on the screen and you can see how many you have got right. So have fun, enjoy the art gallery, and we will see you back here in a moment. In the art gallery that we have just been through, I wonder if you noticed anything that all those different people had in common. In the art gallery there was Michael Jackson, Henry VIII, Tutankhamun, Boris Johnson and the Queen. Well, they were all kings, leaders, rulers and people that are now famous. But I wonder if you can guess this one. I have one more. Can you guess who it is? I left my home in heaven to be with you more than 2,000 years ago, and my mother Mary had a son, and I was born in a stable. When I was 33 years old, I had to die even though I had never done anything wrong. On the third day after dying on the cross, I rose back to life. And after a short while, I went back to heaven. Now we can be friends. Who am I? If you think the person I just described in my video is Jesus, you are right. Well done. But unlike the people in the art gallery who are well known for who they are, people were unsure about who Jesus was or why he came. As we will discover in today's story, Jesus rides into Jerusalem. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage and Bethany of the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent two of his disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and just as you enter it, you will find a colt tied there, which no one has ever ridden. Untie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, 'Why are you doing this?' say the Lord needs it and will send it back here shortly." They went and found a colt outside in the street, tied at a doorway. As they untied it, some people standing there asked, "What are you doing, untying that colt?" They answered as Jesus had told them to, and the people let them go. When they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their cloaks over it, he sat on it. Many people spread their cloaks on the road, while others spread branches they had cut in the fields. Those who went ahead and those who followed shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest heaven." Jesus entered Jerusalem and went into the temple courts. He looked around at everything, but since it was already late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. Have you ever watched a TV programme or a movie and guessed how it is going to end, and then the opposite happens? This is one of those stories. People thought that when Jesus entered Jerusalem, he was going to be a king who would save them from the Romans. But something completely different happened, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, why not pause the video and see how much of the story you remember by doing the quiz below this video on the web page. Then, when you finish, press play to continue this video. Or you can do the quiz at the end, or another time or day when you are ready. If you have just completed the quiz, I hope you enjoyed it. Put your hand up if you got a top score. Let's say 5 or more. If you didn't, don't worry, because we are all still learning, but well done for trying. Now, here at Power Up, it's time for a game of Easter Pictionary with Nina before we finish with a few thoughts about today's story.
Hi everybody, it's Nina here and saying hello to you all out there. We've got a quick game of Easter Pictionary. For those of you that don't know how to play it, you need to guess the pictures before I finish drawing them. So here it goes. How did you get on? If you got the 5 right, give yourself a double pat on the back. If you got 4 right, a pat on the back. And if you got less than that, well, never mind, you tried. Okay, that's bye for now.
When Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, people had different thoughts about who he was and why he came. The crowd in today's story thought he would help them get rid of the Romans. The Romans expected a great leader on a horse, but Jesus arrived on a donkey. Jump up, turn around and sit down if you think they were right about who Jesus was. The crowd and the Romans were wrong. But today's important question is, who do you think Jesus is? If you were to ask your friends at school or people in your family, I'm sure they too would have lots of different answers about who Jesus is. We celebrate Easter every year to help us remember who Jesus is. And that's why we're exploring Easter the next few weeks. And so we can find out who Jesus is and why he came. To finish this time online, let me pray for you. And if you agree with what I've said, say a big Amen at the end. Dear God, thank you for the fun we have had at Power Up Online today. Thank you for our family, our friends, and all those that are looking after us and trying to keep us safe from the virus. Please keep them safe too. Thank you. Amen. Well, that's all from Power Up Online this week. We hope you have had fun with us. Don't forget to do the story quiz below this video if you haven't already. Also, there is an activity sheet you can print and do as well. Have a good week, stay safe and well. Until next Thursday at 6 p.m, goodbye.